Have you ever had that feeling where whatever you draw, you just can't seem to get it right? Everything you draw turns out like trash, and it makes you wonder if art is even for you. I know exactly how that feels, and I'm going to give you these 5 tips in order to change your mindset and work towards getting where you want to be on your art journey. My first tip is stop comparing yourself to others in a negative way. When I say compare yourself to others in a negative way, I mean the classic, this artist's art is so great and my art sucks. That type of mindset. The reason why you feel bad about your art is most likely because you're comparing yourself to others instead of comparing your current art to your past drawings. Of course, you need to compare yourself to others in order to see how you want to draw in the future. But when you do it in a way where you're beating yourself up, you're doing more damage than good. I used to sit and bash myself and just feel really down about my art. But as soon as I compared my current artworks to my old artworks, I could clearly see how much I had improved. My second tip is understand that bad art doesn't define you as an artist. I'm sure many of us artists have made art a part of our own being and our whole personality, but you're not a bad person just because one of your drawings turned out bad. I used to seriously think like that, like for real. I used to be like, oh, I suck and this sucks and everything sucks. And then I would be so mad and just go home and cry. It doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to think that way. Get comfortable making ugly drawings. You need to make bad art in order to improve. Once you're comfortable making ugly looking crooked sketches, I swear that's like a big relief. And a weight could just be lifted off of your shoulders just by doing that. Why you consider your art ugly might even be because someone told you, or you compared yourself. But other people's opinions that aren't constructive criticism don't really matter. What truly matters is your journey and your improvement. In order to improve, you need to make bad art. You need to try things, you need to fail. It's like when you're learning to ride a bike. You fall, you get up, you lose your balance, but at last you actually learn to ride that bike. You just gotta keep going. My third tip is figure out where you are on your journey and where you want to go. It's so easy to say, oh, my art sucks. But one thing that art school taught me is to identify my mistakes. When I was painting recently, I had told my teacher like, oh, this part of the painting looks weird. And then he asked me, what's weird about it? And that simple question really made me see things differently. So you want to do that with your own work. If you see something that looks bad, ask yourself, what's making it look bad? Then maybe you'll think, oh, the eye looks wonky. Then you gotta ask the question again, what's making it look wonky? I can guarantee you that you'll get your response just by looking at your artwork. Maybe the reason was that the lines were inconsistent or there was something wrong with it. I don't know. But when I started asking myself these questions that my teacher usually asks me, it was almost as if a part of my artistic skill leveled up just like it does in The Sims. For me, for example, I saw issues in my figure drawings and portraits. Drawing things from life is not easy, especially when there's like a little bit of movements in the pose. So I focus on those 2 areas and I feel like I've improved. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I can see the progress. So if you want to improve, identify what areas you lack in. Look at your drawings and ask yourself, why don't I like this? And work according to that. My 4th tip is be patient. When you're an artist or you've been good at drawing, you often expect yourself to be good at any area within art. So you don't even really give yourself the chance to learn without judging yourself. We think we'll be good at drawing hands, for example, or at least I thought. And when we notice that it's hard, we sometimes beat ourselves up for not being good at it in the beginning, or at least that's what I used to do. The solution for this is to simply put your guard down and accept that it takes time. It takes time to improve within any area of art and life in general, actually. Be okay with drawing stuff that don't often look the best. I saw a tweet that said, you'll be surprised by the many talents hidden within you if you gave yourself the permission to be a beginner. And that's so true. You know, kids, for example, they just draw and they don't care. They don't care about the outcome because they enjoy the process. And their brains doesn't judge them the same way our brains do. You kind of want to have that way of thinking while drawing. Give yourself the permission to draw badly. Tip number 5 is don't give up. Don't give up on art just because you're going through a I hate my drawings phase. When I was feeling real bad about my drawings, I started doubting my abilities and wondering like if I even should pursue art. I was thinking, if my drawings are turning out this bad, is this even for me? Even though fine art was a completely new art field that I was learning about. Before studying art, I was doing like cartoony stuff. I was very surrealistic. It was still people, but it wasn't really focused on the accuracy. That wasn't my main focus back then, you know? It took some time to get used to, and I still struggle to this day. But the fact that I didn't give up is the reason why I can sit up here and talk about this right now, and even discuss ways of how to overcome this feeling. So, I want your biggest takeaway from this video to be, do not give up. Keep going. Because one day, you'll look at your artworks and thank your past self for all the efforts that have been made and for not giving up. If you made it this far, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope these tips are helpful and give you a new perspective on how art is very much about your mindset more than it is the skill. Because you can be extremely skilled, but your own mind could hinder you from drawing at all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.